Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to mute my headset. They're playing Canadian propaganda over our loudspeakers. So, whenever there's a sport that's like bordering Canada or hockey, just in general, it is tradition to play the Canadian anthem because this is one of the few races that Canadians can actually get to. You have this race, you have the occasional, race when we go up to Canada, but they don't do that much anymore. And then Watkins Glen. That's about the only ones they can make it to. But good to see you guys. King is Deb's in here early. Christian's in here. Christian says Corey the Joy going to be upside down again. Ryan Priestfan says there were no Michigan flips last year. And Ryan Priestfan really, really wants to see a flip today. I don't know if we're going to see a flip. Maybe Cletus is going to rip it like a bald eagle into the catch fence. Who is to say? It's going to take a special circumstance for a truck to get upside down. Because, we almost saw it at Charlotte. I think Corey Day, rear end picked up on that truck, but when the flaps finally deployed, it sat the truck back down. Speeds would be a little higher here, so maybe we could see that, but I just think it would take a special set of circumstances to get one of these trucks up and over. We might get multiple flips this weekend. We'll see. I don't write down the lap numbers for cautions or incidents for these races. We don't do post race. If I did post race for a truck race or an O'Reilly race, it would probably get like 5 views total. It's just not worth the extra expenditure of time when I could be spending time with my wife, going out fishing, golf, groceries, literally anything else. But it is Slayer Saturday. If I wasn't I went to Topgolf when it opened, and apparently you have to get a reservation to golf there on a Saturday morning, which it's not like that every week, but it was this week. 10 of the bays were already taken and 2 were reserved. Only 12 bays open, even though they have like 50 bays there at least. Maybe even like, they might actually have 60 bays, 20 on each floor. But anyway, got my name on the wait list. I went to Sam's Club. I was going to do some shopping and filled up with gas. It was $3.35, I think. So keep bombing Iran, you know what I'm saying? Bring those prices down. No, that's not how it works, but $3.35 is not great. That is not a good gas price, but it's better than what I was paying 2 weeks ago. So I'm moving in the right direction. Even though I saw yesterday there were a lot of missile strikes on American bases in Kuwait and Bahrain. Not good. That was as a response to the Navy trying to move 4 oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranians didn't like that. They fired on one of the vessels, and American Navy saying they shot all the stuff down. So I don't know. I just hope we see an end to that sooner rather than later, because I like my cheap gas. But anyway, went into Sam's Club after I got gas. And then I got a notification that there was a deal that someone accidentally listed a bunch of PC parts on Newegg for 1 penny a piece. And so I bought as many of those as I could. Not 1 penny. Maybe it was like 99 cents or something, but it was really cheap. So I bought as many as I could, or put as many in my cart as I could. And then I got a text message. I was just going to keep going, keep adding stuff, and hope and pray they actually ship it and don't cancel it. But then I got the text message that the bay had opened up earlier than expected. So I ran back out to my car, went back over to Topgolf, and hit balls for 2 hours. And now my left side is killing me. Oh, 439 2 weeks ago. That's awful. That's awful. Yeah, I need these gas prices to go way back down, like below $2. Then I'll be much happier. And then I got done at Topgolf around noon. And then I got the notification from my calendar, because I have all the races added to my calendar. It's like, There's a race at 12:30? I thought it was later. I thought it was like 4 p.m., but nope. We have this early afternoon race. Cole Butcher starting 7th. That's really good. Hocevar 6th. I'm wondering if this will be more of a drafting race or if we're going to see another guy get a 2-3 second lead like the ARCA race. Because if this turns into a drafting race, Carson's going to make some wild moves. For the join the field, starting 14th in a Ram. That's actually really good for a Ram. Grant Infinger, almost a top 10 starting place. Not bad. Stenhouse in the field. Stenhouse and Cletus are teammates for today's race. Cletus starting in the 4 truck. 29th. Not great, but he's ahead of our other celebrity in the field, Frankie Muniz. See if they can hold on to it. I don't have Daniel Dye's number. I could just drag and drop the 20 over from any of the other series, but we're going to go ahead and actually get his official number. Yeah, I thought this race was later. Kyle Sieg about to go flying. We'll see. There are some good Canadians. It pains me to say that. There are some good Canadians, and we actually have a few that join us here in the chat pretty regularly. So because of them, I've softened a bit on Canadians, but when they booed our anthem, I didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. So if this was any other race, anywhere south of Michigan, I would be booing them. Let's go to the NASCAR page. Let's go to Daniel Dye. Inspect. Save image as. And add that to our car images 3 folder. Did it work? Moment of truth. Daniel Dye. We have that 20 on there. Congratulations, everyone. Good to see you guys. Lowe's truck stop. Shut up, Skitch. I don't know if I actually said that, but if I did, that's terrible. I'm a big fan of... Maybe I said loves, but just said it poorly, because I mispronounce things a lot. Just get tongue-tied. I love loves. I used to tweet them like every week, and they would usually like my tweet. I was a big supporter of McDowell when he was over at Front Row. I'm a big fan of the Love's truck stops because they're usually clean, well lit, just a great place to stop when I'm driving out west. No. So this was from a stream the other night, or maybe like 2 days ago, something like that. And we were driving as Todd Gilliland, I think. And at some point, allegedly, I said loves or lows. Allegedly. I don't know if it actually happened. I didn't go back and look. I did go back and watch the race. We actually had a ton of fun with our cup car. That thing was just lightning fast on 105 difficulty. Thing was awesome. But I think it's pretty easy to get a good setup at Michigan in the cup car. You just lower your tire pressures and lower the wedge and then just blast it through the corners. Don't have to get right up on the wall, but within 10 feet, pretty good. Where did Jimmy end up? Oh, Jimmy. I don't know. I'm sure it was like 35th. I tried to help him. I tried to help him. We got him up inside the top 10 a few times, but then we kind of stalled out on the back half of the top 10, just outside the top 10. I left him. Had to leave him. And as soon as we left him, we gapped him by like 4 seconds immediately. Couldn't even see him back there. So no doubt he fell back through the field. I got some stuff in the mail today. I'm actually waiting on a package from FedEx. It's one that I have to sign for. I missed it yesterday. I didn't know, like... I didn't know I had to sign for it. And I forgot what I ordered. But, yeah. So hopefully if they try to deliver it during our stream, I'll be able to hear it and actually go in there and grab it. I got a few little goodies. I have 3 Kyle Busch 1/64th diecast. I usually don't collect 1/64th, but they still had these available on Circle B Diecast. Great diecast provider. If you need diecast, don't order straight from Lionel. Order from Circle B, because you can pay for your pre-order ahead of time. They won't just randomly debit your account whenever it ships. And you're supporting 2 companies. You're supporting Circle B and you're supporting Lionel as well. But they do really good business. They don't upcharge. Even after Kyle Busch's passing, they didn't upcharge on these. I really appreciate that. Oh, this is another Interstate battery scheme. I know you guys can't see it because the green screen is taken over. That's his 18 Interstate Batteries car. And then we also have his 8 Lenovo. I picked this one up specifically because I love Lenovo. Their ThinkPad line. So good. Yeah, Circle B Diecast. They do it right. Big fans of their business. They've sponsored cars in NASCAR. So, like, if you go back to Heat 4 and 5, you can race as Circle B paint schemes. I don't think they have one in NASCAR 25. Up a few Kyle Busch 1/64ths, so not bad. Some Gen 6 and then a Gen 7. I also picked up, this was a couple weeks ago now, but I got his... Focus. I got his Nashville win from 2021. Pretty nice to join my... The only other one I had was a 5-car Kyle Busch. I don't think I have any others, at least not 1/24th scale. I have his rookie car. They don't have a 1-to-1. If you enter the sweepstakes, the Andro sweepstakes, you can actually get a chance to win a Gen 6 24 car, like a Hendrick Motorsports prepared William Byron car. And they're valuing it at $250,000. So if you win, you have the option to take the car, but you have to pay the taxes on the gift. You're probably looking at 10, 15 grand. I mean, I don't know what it'll be, but I'm sure it'll be a lot. And then you can also take the cash option, which is, $250,000. They take the taxes out of your award payment. So, if you do want a NASCAR stock car, enter that sweepstakes. Where is this sweepstakes? Anduril. Anduril. Just search Anduril sweepstakes. Get a chance to win a NASCAR Gen 6 stock car. It's painted up like his paint scheme for the naval base race. But that's a part of their track attack program. Hendrick Motorsports still makes Gen 6 race cars. You can order them. And they're ready to go for the track. You get support from the team so they can dial it in for whatever track you're going to use it at. And it's meant for road racing. But, if there was an oval close enough that would let you rip around there, I'm sure you could. Also, your reminder to check in for today's race if you're a member of the NASCAR Fan Rewards program. Dude, I wonder why the Cletus bump only works for the ARCA races. Before we even went live for the ARCA race, we had like 80 people in here. And today, did just the same. Thumbnail looks about the same. No Cletus bump for truck race. Just for ARCA. I'm guessing maybe because ARCA is harder to find. And yesterday it was on FS2. This is FS1. A little easier to find. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Yeah, thank you guys for liking the stream. I think on my end I see 8. I don't know how many have liked it, but definitely appreciate it. Just look at it. King is making me look at something. You entered the sweepstakes. I entered too. So if I win, I'm taking it. I'm selling the Camaro. I'm taking it, and I'm gonna have Wicked Wrench converted to street legal. Put some headlights in there. Put some taillights in there. Get it some treaded tires. That's gonna be my daily driver. No, I'm taking the car. Trading the Camaro for another... Oh, it is. I saw what you were looking at on the Discord. Well, if you look a little closer, you'll see another detail. Oh, Childress, Warren shared, Childress said we were going to announce that Bush was coming back in 27. Contract extension. Well, that puts to bed where Kyle Busch would have been. More than likely. Yeah, there's some people that have made street legal NASCAR cars. Some of them like actually used to be NASCAR cars. Most of them were show cars that got converted. There's a guy that has a Dale Jarrett 88 UPS car, and he just knows someone at the DMV because you have to get a VIN for it to make it street legal, and that can be a hard process for race cars to get a VIN. But they registered it as a Ford Taurus. Like, technically it is, but it's really not. But that's how they registered it. I don't even have to have a real race car. You know, I like Carson Hocevar's Mike Skinner truck. It'd be cool just to have something like that. And then there's someone that goes to Talladega every year that has a Dale Sr. Wrangler. Might be a Monte Carlo. I'm not sure what model car it is, but it looks good. There was one, it was a Penske car. And it was up in Nashville. And I requested information about it because it was actually a little cheaper than my Camaro. I was like, yeah, I want that. And they didn't get back to me in time. But it was an older vehicle, so that, you know, it would have been less practical. Whoa, we already have a car on the wall. Green flag, by the way. That's the 19. Daniel Hemrick already riding the wall on the exit of turn 2. I believe it's older. It's been all over social media, like maybe not recently, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. has pointed it out a couple times and maybe even took a look at it. And Hocevar might have bought it. And if he didn't, he bought one just like it. See if I can find a picture of it. So this might be it. Just make that my window capture for a second. So I think this is it. That one there. And if it's not, it looks very similar. You see it driving around in the infield at Talladega pretty much every year. Good looking car. Yeah, those mid to late 80s Monte Carlos are awesome. Good to see, you know, Kendrick Lamar when he was given the Grand National some love because, you know, they're very similar cars to Monte Carlos. But when I was young, like that era of Monte Carlo was still highly sought after, and it is still today, but it was even in some of the racing games, like Midnight Club, you could get a Monte Carlo. There have been, I believe, a few Need for Speeds where you can get a Monte Carlo from that era. Always fun. I remember a Need for Speed in one of them, I forget which one it was, you could get a Cobalt. To see James Handy from Top Gun Maverick died? I did. The kind bartender from Top Gun Maverick. This is what I was kind of expecting more of yesterday. I was expecting some aero racing. And I think we're going to... Oh, 15 car up the track. Maybe left front down? Looks like he might get back down the track. Yes, he's going to get to the inside. See if he can get all the way back around. Looks like the left front's down on that 15 truck. That's Tanner Gray. So we've already had trouble for Tanner Gray and Daniel Hemrick. Top three are really close together. Hocevar making a move here to the inside. I didn't know Christopher Bell was in the race. He's racing for Stuart Friesen. Be cool to see that team get a win. Man, I need to go put my Hocevar head on. Give me a minute. I put this on because, you know... Oh, no, we have a couple trucks around. That's Frankie Muniz. That's Chris Wright around as well. But I was expecting more of this aero racing in the ARCA race. At least, like, the top three. But they really just didn't, you know, get it going, really. It'd be like one car to pull away, and that was it. And we only ran, like, 28 green flag laps, if that. So these trucks are really flared out on the right side. So if anyone got right side damage, that truck's just not going to handle the rest of the day. Oh, Frankie just dove it in there 3 wide. 5 truck ran into the door of the 81. That's Spencer Davis. So trouble for a lot of trucks already. Not a ton of damage in Frankie's truck. He just dove it in really deep, got below the painted line, and it's a little more shallow down there than it is at the rest of the track. So he went a little up the track into, I guess, Spencer Davis, and Spencer took out Chris Wright. We'll get a replay of that as soon as one gets posted. I'm going to go get my Hocevar hat. But I wore this one because Dale Jr. won at Michigan, you know, to break his winless streak, and he was always a fan of Michigan, so had the Dale hat, and it's just one of my new hats. Just wanted to show it off. Ooh, look at that. Look at this beautiful National Guard 88 hat. We're gonna go get our Hocevar hat. I think tomorrow we're gonna wear a Brad Keselowski hat for the first time on stream. I wore it today to Top Golf, but you know, it'd be cool to see Brad win at Michigan. I don't know what kind of speed those trucks have, or not trucks, but cars have. We'll find out a little later, I guess. I also have my Red Sox shirt on today. So we were double repping Fenway at Top Golf earlier. The Red Sox shirt on, the Brad Keselowski hat. I was all in on Fenway, but host of ours in the field, black and gold truck. I got to put on my black and gold 77 hat. Yeah, I don't think that's a rumor anymore. Warren posted in the Discord that, and Richard Childress said they were going to announce this weekend that they extended Kyle Busch to 27. I would have liked to see him go elsewhere, but maybe they really believed they were going to turn that 8 program around. It had top 10 speed 3 weeks in a row. Shame we'll never know. But if that's, if they really were going to extend Kyle Busch, that puts to bed, rumors of him potentially going to Spire or going to the 48, which may mean the 48's not available. So either the 48 already has a driver picked, or Alex Bowman might get a 2-year extension. Let's see if NASCAR Fox has posted. No, nothing yet for the incident we just had. Let's just search Frankie Muniz, see if someone else has posted. Well, we don't have a video. We have a picture here. That's from the rear end of Muniz's truck, looking back up the track. He got into Spencer Wright. Spencer Wright got into, Spencer Davis got into the back of Chris Wright. Oh, here we go. That's the onboard from the Joe. Spencer Wright. That's funny. So we had 2 cars in the wall there. Tanner Gray, Daniel Hemrick, and then just a lap later, Muniz setting off a chain reaction. Let's see, so no one's gone a lap down. Oh, no, two trucks have gone a lap down. Chris Wright and Hemrick. I was wondering if Tanner Gray went a lap down. It looks like maybe that caution saved him. He was way off the pace. All the trucks still running for now. Cletus in 23rd. Moving up through the field a little bit. Hopefully he can keep that truck under him and stay out of the wall on exit of turn 2. That wall would jump out at you sometimes. Lane Riggs up there. We have our 2 Cup drivers up front. We'll see if Stenhouse or Ross can move up through the field a little bit. Might be able to. Get this. Top half of the field under 39. Then we drop down to 40. A little further back. Where's my headset? All right, lights are out on the pace truck. Coming through 3 and into 4. Good to see you, Dark Side. Christian says that news about Kyle Busch makes him think the only rides coming open are probably front row and legacy seats, which makes him think Gragson to RCR, Herbst to front row, Love to legacy. Yeah, I know that, there was a rumor for a little bit about Herbst to legacy, but I think lately Love has been outed as the potential favorite for the 84. Woo! The 7 truck really loose on the restart. We are 3 wide. Front 3 are single file. Front 4 now. Front 5 are clear. All right, we're going to keep things together into turn 3. Hocevar holds the lead. On the front 7, front 8, front 9 are single file. Have to be the front 10. We need to see if anyone has the speed to make a move here. How are our Ram guys doing? Justin Haley scored 12th there. Let's see where he is here. Back a bit, 14th. Corey Heim in the field, mid-pack right now. Yeah. Christopher Bell is in today's race, racing for Stuart Friesen. Stewart's inside the top 10 right now, so doesn't look like he has quite as much speed as Bell, but maybe they can get together and work something out. Ty Majeski into the outside wall, looked like. Where's Cletus? Stenhouse up to 14th. Ross inside the top 10. Barely, but he is. Klingerman's in the field. I forgot about that. I would like to see Parker run well. I really like Parker. Shame he's not, in a better funded full-time ride. He's a good driver. Cole Butcher's fallen way back since the start of the race, and Cletus has fallen back since the restart. Everyone else still at it. And we have a caution coming up in 14 laps. Really, like 15 laps. So this is our battle right now for the lucky dog. Keep an eye on that. That'll be important. Don't want to get trapped a lap down here. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Cletus, 27th, Tanner Gray. Last lap, Cletus ran a 41.5 compared to Tanner Gray's 40.2. Yeah, maybe that truck doesn't have the speed in it that it looked like in that first run. It worked its way up from like 30th to 23rd. But it's coming back in the other direction this time around. And it's weird seeing Lane Riggs not in a yellow truck. That's a bit cursed. Ross Chastain up with one more position. See if he can run down Jake Garcia here. Lane Riggs has made the pass on Jake Garcia. Wonder if this is going to be somewhat of a track position race. Not Cletus, but Hocevar isn't pulling away. Bell's staying with him. No one really has any help up front. You have 3 manufacturers represented in the top 3. Bell's staying right with Hocevar. May just be timing this out. If Hocevar slips up, if the truck falls off, or if they just run green all the way to lap 30, then maybe Bell is biding his time for this pass. But Bell is all over him. He might make a move here. All right, 16 up the track. He's going to go a lap down. How is that 16 so far off the pace? That's Justin Haley. How? I don't know what happened to Justin there. He looked really loose in the restart, so maybe he had the tire going down and had to pit. I just didn't see it. Not sure what happened there. Christian said, imagine the absolute banger of fuel mileage race this could be. Yeah, I mean, that's an excitement all on its own, you know. Seeing who can keep pace but save fuel. What pit crew can cut it the closest. And then, you know, you're in the last 2 laps and the leader runs out of fuel. The guy who takes the lead runs out of fuel. The guy who takes the lead from that guy starts bobbling. Bell is still all over Hocevar. Chandler Smith not too far back. Caden Honeycutt, Chandler Smith need to work together here. Let's see if they can make up some kind of ground. Lane Riggs going for a pass right here on Christian Eckes. Move Lane Riggs up to 5th. This is exactly how the ARCA cars run in NASCAR 25. Especially towards the front of the field. Chandler Smith running Caden Honeycutt down the track. They are not working together, so they're going to lose time to the leaders here. Running side by side deep into the corner. They're both going to fade up the track on exit. Chandler Smith back clear. Honeycutt's going to fall back a bit from that. Black flag for someone. Headset's not even on. It's because I had my headset, I had the stream muted of the race because they played the Canadian national anthem. So why am I not hearing anything? All right, 6 to go in the stage. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. Eckes is not letting Lane Riggs go. Staying with him here. And Bell is going for the lead. All right. This will be really important to see If Bell can run him, or not Bell, Hocevar can stay with him. They make contact. Hocevar was all over the back of Bell there. Bell slid really far up the track after making that pass. Hocevar almost had enough of a run to cross him back over. Did Bell get into the wall there? A little bit? That was close. So Hocevar is drafting up on... Or Hocevar's drafting up on Bell. Like Bell was on Hocevar. All right, Hocevar's looking to the inside. He's really running a lower line around the track than Bell. That's going to sacrifice some speed. Chastain just got choked off on exit by a lapped car. Going to lose some time here. He was trying to make a move. So that truck, that 7 truck, does have speed. It's Connor Mozak. Really unfortunate on that initial start. Just got really loose, lost a ton of spots. 2 laps to go. The pay window is open for stage points. That's really important that Mozak got up there. All right. Does Hocevar have anything for Bell here? If he does, he needs to draft up to him on the front stretch and then dive it in turn 1 and 2. All right. Here's the moment of truth. Does Hocevar have the truck? Dove it into the inside. Bell's going to go back around on the high side. Hocevar doesn't have it. Hocevar needs to get a little more comfortable running a higher line. That's the only way he's going to make up time against a truck that's rolling the middle to high that well. So Bell made a really big statement there. Got a great run, patient, and took the lead and held it. I was somewhat expecting potentially Bell and Hocevar to trade the lead there back and forth, but that didn't happen. Those two clearly the class of the field right now. All right, so our 2 Cup guys leading the way. Ross falling back at the end of the stage. Stenhouse kind of holding where he was. The Ram guys have already fallen back. Kind of expect that. Even if they can qualify well or get track position, usually they don't have the speed. And Cletus, 27th right now. Fastest lap, still like, nothing to smile about. 40.6 compared to at the front of the pack, a 39.2. Pretty far off the pace. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Heim is moving. 30.6 fastest. Last lap was a little off the pace of our leader, but enough to be up there for sure. So I would say he definitely has the speed to be up here with these 3. It remains to be seen if he has enough speed to run with the top 2. But I would love if we could make that like a 5-car battle for the lead. Just keep trading it back and forth. I always strain my left side when I go and hit golf balls for like 2 hours. And it feels like my heart is hurting. But I don't think it's my heart. It's just that pectoral muscle group sore. Really uncomfortable. So NASCAR on Fox never posted a replay of that Muniz incident. Thankfully, we were able to find a replay elsewhere. Take a look at today's race. The purse for today's race, almost 800,000. Stages, lap 30, lap 60, and finish lap 125. Pit road speed here, 55 miles per hour. Wonder if that 11 has anything for our top two. Took him a while to get around Chandler Smith there. I need someone to hit me in the back with a aluminum baseball bat. Maybe that'll fix that problem. All right, while we are waiting on stage 2 to start, I'm going to step away for a moment. Behave yourselves. I'm over here. Camera. There we go. It's not looking good for Ford this year. Not looking good unless Penske is sandbagging. So pre-race inspection, 17 of 36 trucks passed on their first attempt. 18 of 19 passed on their second attempt. 2 truck had their chief ejected, and the 34 resumed inspection this morning. So I guess they got through. I hear Todd Bodine speak, and it sounds a lot like Denny Hamlin. I don't know if you guys can hear that or pick that up. Yes, we heard that news, I believe, Thursday. And we always hate to lose somebody, especially a legend in the sport, but to go out at 93, natural causes, good way to do it. After a really good Cup career, retired on his own terms there, and then went into the broadcast booth and had a whole second career. So Hocevar on the inside here. A lot of Toyotas. Let's take a look at the leaderboard here. I had a different tab up. Toyota. I mean, look at all this. 5 Toyotas. And then Bell over here. So Bell probably going to have the benefit here on the restart. I don't know if Caden Honeycutt's going to help out Hocevar here, but he's riding Hocevar pretty close. All right, entering the restart zone. Here we go. Side by side past the line. The 11 is pushing Hocevar, and he's going to push him clear. Hocevar could roll up the track here. He is somewhat. Now they're 3 wide for second place. Bell on the inside. Looks like Honeycutt's probably going to get the raw end of the deal here. Now he's going to slide up into the outside line. And now Bell diving to the inside of Hocevar, trying to retake the lead. He's going to handily get it. So Christopher Bell back to the lead. Didn't even let Hocevar lead a lap. But now Hocevar is going to have a run down the front stretch. Back to the inside. This is going to open up the door for Bell to potentially cross Hocevar back over. See if he can draft back up to him here. Now Hocevar is going to wrap that inside again. So Hocevar back to the lead. Whoa! 17 and the 7 almost getting together. Lane Riggs really aggressive there. And actually made it stick pretty well. So Lane Riggs back in the top 10 here. Let's look a bit further back. They have Cletus score 24th. I don't know where he actually is. Frankie Muniz 28th. Question says at the end of the day, at least Ford's going to win an ARCO West championship and possibly a truck championship. I could see Riggs getting it done for sure. Night, I have messed up my back. It's hardly a day that goes by that I don't, but this is worse than normal. All right, Heim to second place. Looks like that 77 truck just doesn't quite have the handle on it. These two Toyotas do. Hocevar's got to figure out this middle groove if he wants to hang with these two. I'll have to take a look at the ARCO West points, see what it's looking like. Whoa. Honeycutt almost left hooked Hocevar. That'd have been bad. That truck does have speed, Caden Honeycutt. Not bad on at least fresh tires. Lost quite a lot of ground after that slip up. Heim is really close to Bell here. Bell just looks a lot smoother. A few feet up the track from Heim. Jake Garcia getting by Grant and Finger. Our best Ram right now, Corey LaJoy in 18th. Cletus currently scored 26th. Might be able to make a move on Daniel Dye. Last lap. Last lap was a fair amount quicker than Daniel Dye. Bell's just so smooth right now. So Josh right now saying Lane Riggs is fighting a loose condition. Yes. It worked. I left a note that said, "Not vigorously or call." I love this packing material. That's like how Lenovo ships their laptops. Pretty awesome. But is having a solid day, no controversy yet. Just having a day. Nothing too wrong with that. 41.29, a little slower than Daniel Dye. And now that last lap, a little faster than Daniel Dye. Running pretty even there. Most laps. Still, just 3/10 back. Oh. What happened to Lane Riggs on and off pit road? They may have just bit the bullet and said, we need to come down and fix this loose condition. Or maybe they got into the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. I looked down and I look back up. Lane Riggs on pit road. Honestly, I saw him on the leaderboard before I saw it on the screen. What's Lane Riggs doing back here with Daniel Dye and Cletus? We'll see if they can play some strategy here. I doubt it. There's not really much they can do here. With the non-competitive pit stops, there's just not much that team can do here. And then they couldn't get the truck refired. That's rough. So Lane needs to try to run down Hemrick. And Morgan Barrett is about to go a lap down. Running a 42 compared to a 39. So yeah, probably gonna go, yeah. I don't think Lane is gonna get his lap back here. He's going to have to hope for a caution on the restart of stage 3. Hocevar made up a lot of ground there through 3 and 4. That was super impressive. Did that truck just come on, or he ruined it down the front stretch? Hocevar ran 3 and 4 really fast there. Whoa, Hocevar almost lost it there. I don't know if that's because Bell drove down the track there. Or if it was because Heim was on his door. Yeah, Hocevar just dropped back a full second. So this is probably going to come down to Heim and Bell. I don't think Hocevar is going to run these leaders back down in this limited amount of time. And if Heim can make a move and get side by side, that could bring Hocevar back into the equation, but Hocevar is now back. 1.1 seconds. It's not going in the right direction. 1.2 now. Let's look further back. Cletus did get by Daniel Dye. Cletus to 24th. Running a 31.3. And compared to a lot of the guys in front of him, he could be running... I mean, maybe that's just because he had a good run that last lap, but that could put him up into the top 10. Oh, no, that's a 41.3. I lied. 41.1. So it's faster than a few guys ahead of him. We still have a couple cars running 39s. Rest of the top half of the field running 40-second laps. And then once you get back past 17th, the majority of guys are running 41-second lap times. And Morgan Bear did end up going down a lap. So Lane Riggs not going to be able to get his lap back here. Down the backstretch, about to take the green and white flag. All right, Heim. 2.5 tenths back. He's going to dive it in low. He's not going to be able to make the pass here. He rushed it a bit early. Probably should have tried to get him in 3 and 4. So it looks like Bell is going to sweep the stages. Cletus, as long as he holds on to it for this last half a lap, Cletus will pick up 24th in stage 2. Chastain, top 10. Stenhouse, kind of where he was. And our highest performing Ram truck is in 16th. I didn't even have to sign for the package. They just asked me my name, and they're like, yep, that's your name. Hand me the package. Let's see if anything jumps out to us here. I think the biggest thing that happened there in that stage is, Heim showed he has, speed. With the line Bell is running, it's going to be really hard to make a pass on him. He's wrapping that high side really well. Running a few feet higher than even Heim was. Hocevar still not able to run that line and match them. Honeycutt maybe with an adjustment can keep up with that lead group. Good run so far for Grant Infinger. Stuart Friesen falling outside of the top 10 there. Yeah, the biggest news, I think, was Lane Riggs. His troubles. He had made it inside the top 10 and was running well. But now stuck a lap down. I have no doubts that he's the fastest car or the fastest truck that's a lap down. So if we get another caution, maybe a few laps after this restart, Lane Riggs will probably get back on the lead lap. And if we get one early enough, I mean, Lane could possibly make a run at a top 10, given the right set of circumstances. Jason, good to see you. So just wanted to stop by real quick when he's on his last break at work. Hope everyone is doing great on this Saturday afternoon. Can he please get a shout out to everyone here at MQJ1? Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well on this Saturday afternoon. Looks like you're about to restart stage 3, Jason. We're going to have our run to the finish. You guys there at Amazon are going to have your run to the finish. Hopefully it goes well for everyone involved. Working hard or hardly working? I bet Amazon's putting them to work. They're not known to take it easy. So those of you that are history buffs, today is the anniversary of D-Day. I started a rewatch of Band of Brothers last night because the show starts a couple days before D-Day, and that's when it starts. And then they began their invasion through the airdrops the day before D-Day. So that would have been yesterday. And today was the anniversary of the land invasion. I watch Band of Brothers like 2 or 3 times a year. I love that show. And there will never be another show like Band of Brothers because our World War II vets have passed away. Yeah, it's haven't had like too much action here today. Stage 1 had a couple things happen. So there may not be that many highlights, at least from the first half of the race. Maybe things will pick up here in the tail end. Maybe some of the slower cars can adjust and make things work. We'll just have to see what happens. Right now, we're showing 11 lead changes and 11 caution laps. All those lead changes have pretty much all been between Hocevar and Bell. And maybe potentially Heim a couple times. I'm not sure if he ever actually got his nose out in front of Bell. Running order is a little messed up right now. That'll get straightened out once they get off pit road. Getting your steps in, Jason. If I can rest my back at some point, I need to... I don't know if I can run with my back the way it is, but I at least need to walk. I hit some golf balls for 2 hours this morning and really messed up my back. I always do. Every time I go hit golf balls, I mess up my back, but usually not this bad. I didn't feel like I did anything crazy. Jason said he's constantly keeping associates busy and keeping his water spiders busy, doing his counts every quarter. So at Amazon, a water spider is an essential warehouse support role. These workers keep the production lines running smoothly by supplying materials to packers and stowers so they never have to leave their stations. Well, I just learned something, Jason. I saw the episode this week of Switching Grooves. I missed you on there. Oh, yeah. I've worked a few different jobs where I had radios. It was always super tempting to joke around on the radio, but the FCC, at least at one of these places, was constantly monitoring the radios, so I couldn't do anything too funny. Nothing too silly. Oh, yeah. I should stop back by there. I need a comment. Where was Jason? King sent me a Snapchat. I didn't see it. So some trouble there for Heim on the pit stop. For sure, Jason. We're always glad to have you here. And I'm always glad to see you on Switching Grooves. If there's, any kind of NASCAR racing content here on YouTube, I'm going to try to support it. This morning, early this morning, I was watching the NASCAR Euro Series. They were running the UK Grand Prix. All right, Bell has plenty of time to get up there, but he is starting further back in the pack on this restart. Hocevar with the lead. Yes, hope you have a good evening, and hope you have a safe evening. And hopefully this race will have some exciting moments so you can check out the highlights this evening. Contact further back in the pack. I wonder if he was signed to an NDA, but I bet it was frustrating. Everyone why doesn't Corey Heim have a ride? We have a car on the wall, a truck on the wall. This might be a caution. That's Cletus. Caution is out. I saw a truck back there get into the wall and then dart back towards the outside wall. Not a ton of damage on that truck, but that's going to hurt his running order pretty severely. But that could potentially put Lane Riggs back on the lead lap. He may have already taken the wave around that last time. I'm not sure how that works in the truck series. But these trucks, the fuel window is 39 laps, so Lane Riggs will be off cycle here if we get a long green flag run. But yeah, Corey Heim. You know, a lot of people have been like, why doesn't he have a ride? Oh, Toyota sucks. He should leave him. So if he knew... man, I bet that was frustrating. Well, at least Cletus didn't wreck this thing. Beautiful looking truck. Red, white, and blue. Big eagle on the side. Tomorrow you'll send us a picture from the Indy 500. Awesome. I've been rewatching that race for the last couple weeks. My TV will just autoplay that race whenever a YouTube video ends. Don't know why it's always the IndyCar race, the Indy 500, but it was a good race. It was a really good race. So whenever it comes on, I just sit down and watch it. And then tomorrow, they're running at Gateway. They had practice earlier this morning. They may have already started, but their Indy Next is doing their practice session. I'm not sure when that race is. Maybe tomorrow morning. Unless they're running it tonight. I didn't consider that. Let's Google it. Put Google to work. Yeah, it's tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. And the Cup race is at 2. So they will probably start that Indy Next race while the Cup race is going on. So we won't be able to keep an eye on it, sadly. But there's a chance we cover the Indy race tomorrow night. I don't know. After we've wrapped up a NASCAR race and a post-race show, I doubt I'm going to want to do an IndyCar race. Probably go to Topgolf or something. If my back is okay with that idea. Feeling a little better. I took some supplements to try to take the edge off of that back pain. I was going to Google something and I forgot what it was. Ugh. It's over. Oh, yeah. I was going to go to YouTube and see if there's a police chase on. So yesterday, during the ARCA race, we were dual covering the race and a police chase. It was awesome. I don't know if anyone got a chance to see that. I see on YouTube, there's something called the CPTL Cup Series. They are running a fake Daytona 500. I say fake because it's not... they aren't actual stock cars. Like, they're legitimately stock cars. I'm not sure what model they're running. Take a look at this. This is the CPTL Cup Series. Never seen this before. It just pulled up on my recommended for my personal account. Discord Racing Association. Sounds like a great group of people. That's so neat. Planes landing in the background. Let's go back to when they were green flag. Oh, whoa! Car on the wall hard there. Good heavens. I don't know what car they're running. I can't ID that. It looks sharp, though. I don't know if that's... I have no clue what car that is. That's pretty cool, though. Cletus's in-car camera has 47,000 viewers right now. Not bad. Cup Series practice currently scheduled to go live at 4:58 Eastern. NASCAR Euro Series live open race 2 scheduled for tomorrow at 10:40 Central Time, 11:40 Eastern. So I'll show you guys their YouTube page. This is the NASCAR Euro Series. They go live. Sometimes it's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. our time. And other times it's a bit later. But it's a very fun series to watch. Ryan Vargas ran it last year. I believe they have a team owner in this division or this league. Look at these American cars over there in the UK. There's some Corvettes, a Dodge Magnum, a Mustang. It's not that common to see American vehicles overseas. But I guess this is the group of people that would probably... Look at that, American flag. She has a Trump hat on. That's a wild thing to be wearing in the UK. So Dodge is in this league. They have Mustang, I think Toyota, Camaros, and Dodge. It's a really fun series to watch. I don't think they run any ovals. I think it's all left and right hand courses. And yeah, this the race that happened this morning, they were running in the rain. This is Brands Hatch. I've driven there many times on Gran Turismo. They have a podium after those races. Lane Riggs just stayed out here. Not watching the Cup practice and qualifying. Going to be watching the Eldora Dream. I was watching it when they were showing the preview and all the stuff on YouTube. Yeah, the Cup stuff's on YouTube. Like, you can watch it on Prime, but they put the Prime practice and qualifying on YouTube as well. That's a great way to watch it. See if we have anything else notable here. This is the Cletus spin while we're under caution currently. Before we go back green, I'm going to step away for a moment. No, stop talking to my chair. Stop it. So, I'm sure you guys are watching the broadcast, but they just mentioned potential lightning in the area. Let's see what our radar is saying. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're looking good. This is a weird shaped polygon. Is that... It's moving somewhat southeast. Ooh. That got close. They said potential lightning in area. Not a threat of rain right now. So Hocevar restarting up front. Had the advantage there for a bit, but Grant Enfinger currently has the advantage heading into one. Hocevar's going to have to keep it wound up here. He's not usually comfortable on the high side. So Grant Enfinger going to drop back here. Hocevar to the lead. Caden Honeycutt second. Bell third. Christian Eck is fourth right now. Grant Enfinger still stuck on that inside. Caution is out again. Stuart Friesen around. Looks like he may have went through the grass. That was a fun restart. Shame it's already over. He's going to make it back around the pit road. Put some fresh rubber on. 50 laps to go. He can't quite make it to the end from here. Maybe with a couple more cautions he could. Truck doesn't look too torn up, but there is some damage on that right rear behind the wheel well. They'll probably be able to pull that out here. Brandon Kopech is up. This is one of my favorite weather chasers up in Canada. Up there in the Great White North over there. You know, if you guys are familiar with Dr. Derp, if you guys follow him, he's from up there. Apparently a significant tornado threat across southeast Saskatchewan. How about that? Brandon's actually spends a lot of time around my area. I don't know if he lives down here. But I know he's driven really close to my place several times. There's a hill climb race going on right now in Weatherly, Pennsylvania. Let's see if we can see some... Oh, look at this. Look at this. From 69 News, WFMZ TV. Fairway Subaru Weatherly Hill Climb. That's so awesome. I love driving up a mountain fast because since you're going uphill, if you overdrive the car, you can just let it off and even just a little bit of brake and the car will make the corner. Especially a big windy one. You can get maybe a curve with some banking and then you can really take it quickly. I love doing this in the hills in and around Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Chattanooga as well. Which I saw Spain's soccer team, their national soccer team is staying in Chattanooga. I don't know why. They're here for the World Cup. I'm not sure what area of the country they're going to be playing in. But for now, they're getting acclimated to the weather of the United States in Chattanooga. Good place to do it. Pretty humid. Beautiful area too. Safe enough as well. Good downtown area. Majeski got Friesen. That's disappointing. Let me see if they have posted a replay yet. I highly doubt it. Yeah, they haven't yet. Let's just search Friesen and see if we find anything. on Twitter. Spinning the bad stretch for Stuart Friesen. So now we have a tweet about it. We don't have a video from it. Good to have you here. We're just hanging out watching the truck race, and I've been just looking through... Now that we're under caution here for probably the next 10 minutes, we're looking at YouTube to see what we can see. Been looking at this hill climb series. Looks like they're having a great time. This would be so fun to do. Is this a Nissan? Or a Mazda? I can't tell. I know it's not American. And then, so we saw that. We also saw a Gran Turismo League. Yeah, we're just hanging out. Kind of watching how Cletus is doing. Yeah, it's good to have you back. Always love checking in with you guys when we go live. It's one of the reasons that I go live way more than I upload videos, because there's an interactive element. Always good to talk racing and just catch up on you guys on whatever you're doing, whatever you guys are up to. We just heard from Jason a bit earlier. Don't look at the ball. Someone has a thumbnail of a golf video. Golf's in my algorithm right now. Doesn't seem like a good tip. IMSA's racing right now. I saw the... That may actually... Yeah, it was the Mustang Challenge earlier. That Mid-Ohio. I saw earlier, whatever stream was about to go live was weather delayed. This was the Mustang Challenge. It's now ended. IMSA's YouTube channel. They do a good job of covering... Why am I not I must be subscribed to my personal channel, but we'll go ahead and sub on here as well. Always fun to watch IMSA. Welcome back again. Jason, Kelsey, and NASCAR posted their video from the Charlotte race weekend. Technically, Jason Kelsey has a NASCAR win. He was on Corey Day's crew that weekend. I think Day ended up getting the win. Was it that weekend? Or no, was he there at Talladega? That's where he was. They start the video out in Charlotte, but that was just for a ride along. I was like, I know he was there for a win, but Corey Day didn't win at Charlotte. All right, they're at the choose. Bell taking the inside, Hocevar on the outside. Caden Honeycutt's going to restart behind Hocevar. And Infinger, not manufacturer teammates, but he's going to restart behind Bell. Christian said, just think if Herbst goes to front row, Herbst, O'Reilly wins are all with Ford. Might be a good move for Herbst. You know, his Monster sponsorship isn't, like, legitimate. Like, it's not directly through Monster. It's more of a B2B. Like, their family owns so many, I think, gas stations, right? That they're able to have that deal with Monster. So I'm wondering if Monster goes with Herbst. I would guess they probably would, unless they're not happy with his results. We're about to go back green here, finally. it was a really clean race until stage 3, and then we've had a Cletus spin, and then now Stuart Friesen got. But at least Cletus has kept it relatively clean. He just needs to finish the race. That's his goal. Michael Waltrip calling out Ross Chastain. Those Nice trucks just don't have the speed they used to. Back when Ross was dominating the truck series. So Hocevar, not a good restart. No push from Caden Honeycutt. That's going to open up the door immediately for Bell to take the lead. Infinger, horrible restart. He's going to lose 10 or 15 positions, maybe more. Infinger's still falling. He might have a flat tire. Infinger, I think, is coming down pit road. That is insane. To restart 4th place and fall all the way back to dead last in the pack. Well, Grant Infinger's race is pretty much over at this point. Hocevar diving to the inside of Bell. He's going to take the position back with a pretty good gap on Bell. So Ben Rhodes making his first appearance up front. Corey Heim 5th. We'll see if he can close back in. Christian Eckes 3rd. That truck has had some speed. Ben Rhodes looking to the inside. Not going to be able to make a run there on Eckes. Bell closing back in on Hocevar. I wouldn't be shocked to see him dive it in to try to retake that position. Not this time by. Heim's going to try to get by Ben Rhodes here. Wrapping the inside. He's clear. Move Corey Heim into 4th. Ben Rhodes, our sole Ford in the whole top 10, right? No, almost. Chandler Smith is in 10th. What happened to Infinger? Brett Infinger dead last right now. Last car in the lead lap. Now he's gone down a lap officially. Unfortunate for Grant Infinger. Lane Riggs trying to work his way back up. He has a fast truck. He needs to gain a lot of ground here and then hope for another caution. Maybe in like 10, 15 laps. Left rear flat for Infinger. It had to be. I was like, oh man, he, got a little loose, got stuck in the middle, might lose 10 to 15 positions. And then they go all the way down the backstretch and he's still dropping positions. I was like, oh, he definitely has an issue. That was ridiculous. But it's good to have that confirmed. Christian's always super helpful with information. I wish they'd bring back the prelude to the dream. I guess the reason why maybe we couldn't, unless they ran it on a Friday, is that a lot of the Cup guys either are still in North Carolina or just don't have the transportation to get down to Eldora and then back up to Michigan. But the prelude was so cool. Having late models wrapped or painted like their Cup cars, that was awesome. Eldora is a great track. Tony Stewart does a good job with that facility. All right, 39 to go. The pit window is open. When we come back from the commercial break, the green flag stops will probably begin. We've ran several caution laps this stage, so we should have a little more fuel so they can run a little further than they could have. But the fuel window is open, so who may potentially short pit here? You're not going to make up a ton of time at this track. This is, you know, a drafting track at the front of the pack at least. So if you come in early for fresher tires, you might make up a little time on the guys around you, but you're not going to make up time on the leaders because you're going to lose your drafting help. Cletus now scored 28th. That truck is not happy right now. Outdoors making updates. And on their site, they said, or they added, coming soon, infield care center. Yeah, I mean, out of pretty much every dirt facility in the United States, Five Flags, not Five Flags, Eldora is one of the top ones, if not the top one. And then like Knoxville would be the next best, I guess. I always enjoyed Eldora when the trucks ran there. It's just not quite up to pace to host a cup event, but it might be cool to have the cup run there for an exhibition at some point. You can't really run the Clash there. You're not going to run dirt well when the track is frozen. And the All-Star race, in my opinion, should be back in Charlotte, but the All-Star would probably be the only exhibition you could run there outside of another event like the Prelude. But with as many cup guys that dirt race now in their off time, why not run something like the Prelude again? Kyle had been running a little dirt, but you know, just to help out with Brexton's development. You know, nothing competitive really outside of the Chili Bowl. Alex Bowman, he's been running dirt. Hocevar recently. And obviously you have Bell and Larson who, you know, make their money. Not really, but they go out and they'll dominate some dirt races. So, I mean, there's a lot of interest in running dirt. Even Chase Elliott has some experience. I think his last dirt race was probably SRX, but it would be fun to see more of that. Especially if they could, like, if they don't have a truck race on Friday, if they, let's say they have a cup race, you know, let's say, you know, somewhere in Charlotte or, you know, or North Carolina or just anywhere. They go to the nearest dirt track and the cup guys run there. That could pack out a local track. Hocevar, really aggressive move there. Ran somebody up the track. Or up pit road. Hearing a lot of two-tire calls. This will break up the running order. That was Chandler Smith. Hocevar ran Chandler Smith up the track there. Exiting pit road. So, this is unrelated to NASCAR completely, but I'm going to show you guys something. Oh, is Majeski backing it into the fence? I didn't even realize we went into a caution period. I didn't see that. Majeski just backed it into the fence there. So, no green flag pit stops. Let me go to YouTube. Alaska does something really cool, and I want to go there one year for this. Alaska car launch. Tell me if you guys have seen this or heard of this. It is awesome. It is so cool. I know it's like expensive to get up to Alaska, but take a look at this. They do this 4th of July every year. They take a bunch of different kinds of cars, school buses, RVs, anything, and they jump it off this cliff. And people will paint it up. They'll theme them. That's a Dukes of Hazzard. And there's the police car chasing them off the hill. They do this all day. They just launch cars, car after car after car. Oh, it's so cool. Look at this. There's no better way to celebrate the 4th of July. They've got this figured out there in Alaska. Absolute cinema. I know I say it a lot, but this is literally absolute. Look at that. They have a school bus down there, a bunch of other cars. Let's see what happened here. This is the most replayed moment, apparently. Oh. That didn't go as planned. These are beautiful working vehicles. Maybe not well, but well enough to fall off the cliff. Occasionally, parts and pieces will fly towards the crowd, too. They've gotten lucky a tire or a wheel hasn't flung off into the crowd. But they've done this for the last several years. 1320, they've done a great job of covering it. There are a few other channels that do their own coverage. But, Kristen, your comment about Alaska made me think of that. That's so cool. I've sat there and I've watched the whole video. The whole thing. Just car after car. They put some GoPros on the inside of a few of them and just sacrifice those GoPros because they don't survive. Where are my Red Sox at? I don't want my dog in my lap. Let's catch up. What happened in the race? And Majeski backing into the wall. The field is really split up. Daniel Dye up front. This is going to go over like a lead balloon. And Hocevar has to immediately take him 3 wide, either inside or outside. Because Daniel Dye is going to drop like a rock, I think. 34 to go. We're in our fuel window. Everyone that just stopped should be able to make it. No worries on that. Cole Butcher, 6th place right now. Probably one of the guys that took 2 tires. Spencer Davis up there. This running order is all over the place. Corey Haim, 11th. Bell, 12th. I'm not sure if this is accurate. This is a bit all over the place. Michael just said he just learned the word Delta. Alaska has 2 racetracks. One's like a cheap Bristol. And the other, no one's raced at for years. This person wanted to go to the one by the beach. That looks like it hasn't ran in years. You know, the Canadian series, they were going to do a demo, like an exhibition in the off-season, and they were going to race on ice. And that may have been around... Oh, we have a car on the outside wall. Ben Rhodes. 2 cars towards the front making contact. I think that was Cole Butcher. And maybe someone else. There's some tire smoke. Cole Butcher's going to lose a ton of positions there if that's him. Right now, Hocevar out front, but Chandler Smith is keeping him really close. Caden Honeycutt 3rd. Lane Riggs recovering really well. He may have been one of the guys that took 2. Caution is back out. Chandler Smith was, I think, showing some displeasure there. Cole Butcher may have cut down a tire there. He'd already made contact on the restart. That's Cole Butcher and the 76. Of Spencer Boyd. Disappointing for Spencer Boyd. But this, I guess, will allow Grant Enfinger to hop back up on the lead lap. Where did old Cletus restart that one? He was 16th, the last place they had him scored. If you're one of the guys that took 2 tires in that last caution period, if you already lost your track position, you might as well come in and put 2 fresh tires on that other side. If not, just 4 fresh ones if you have them. This is going to be an extended cleanup period. Spencer Boyd's truck is stuck at the top of the track. Cole Butcher also heavy damage. They're both going to have to get towed back to pit road. Well, let's look into this. Let's go back to YouTube. Or no, let's go to Twitter. We'll wait for that. I want to see if we get a replay. This is a big one. So Hocevar actually pushed Dye clear and then jumped up to the outside. Waited really long, like a long time to do that. Dye stuck in the middle, running Jay Garcia on the inside, pretty close. It's going to slow him up. Chandler Smith pushed Hocevar through to the lead. I thought he was showing him displeasure, but maybe not. Bob Pockris tweeted out 22 minutes ago, Richard Childress said he hasn't slept very good since Kyle Busch's death. Childress meets with media. Samantha Busch post on social, thanks for the words and tributes. So Bob just updating that situation. Let's go to the Craftsman Trucks and see if that account has posted. Oh, yeah. This is why we were under the last caution period. What stopped us from having green flag stops? Ty Majeski backing it into the fence. Looks like out of turn 2. And I'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. Yeah, I had some Dr. Pepper earlier today when I was at Top Golf. I usually don't get anything there because I have the summer fun pass, so I go for free. But if I'm there for 2 hours, I'll get a drink, and I'll tip like $5 for a $3 drink. Just as a thank you. I know it's like disappointing for a host to see me come in and hit balls for like an hour, 2 hours, and then the bill is $0, so they don't bill me. They don't get a tip. Even though they didn't do anything for me. They just come by and check on me. You good? Yeah, I'm good. They walk off. But like, I'm taking up a spot someone else could have that would be tipping. So on occasion, I'll tip. Oh, MX5 Cup running. I wish we had the fun to see that. So as soon as this race wraps up, or if it finally wraps up, there's 40 minutes left in the Mazda MX-5 Cup. That's live on their YouTube channel. They're literally pressure washing my window. It's so loud. They need to fix my dryer. It's been out since like December. I mean, I keep fixing it temporarily. I have the back taken off. It's the thermal relay. I have to reset it. They should do something about that. Ryan Hall's going live at 4 p.m. Eastern. For those of you that like severe weather coverage. I think he's really eyeing that Midwest corridor. Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. Four Hours of Mid-Ohio starts tomorrow at noon Eastern. Doesn't look like there are any police chases right now. Porsche Club of America is racing at Lime Rock right now. A lot of racing today. I hate this track. It's a great racetrack. I don't like driving it. That bump right there, that hill. Oh, man. It's like 15 911s. Porsche 911s. $18 minutes left in that race. We do have a little replay. We're about to go back green. But we do have a replay of why we're under our last caution period. Really hard contact there for Cole Butcher and Spencer Boyd. All right. Coming back to green flag. If we keep it green, this will be our last restart. That's a huge if. Both Caden Honeycutt and Carson Hocevar have great pushes right here. Honeycutt's going to have a slight advantage on the entry to turn one. Carson's going to run him close here. Chandler Smith is probably going to try to follow Hocevar through here. Some contact there. Hocevar really upset there. Ross Chastain diving it into the inside. Into the top five now. 3 wide for 4th place. That's 5th place. Hocevar not able to make it stick there. He's going to fall back. Bell's stuck right now. Chandler Smith not letting Hocevar go. This could be a statement day for Chandler Smith and the Fords. They want to win every time we come to Michigan. The Thor Sport 13 curse continues. Good old on the call Ryan Hall. I like Ryan. I like his coverage. I don't like how overproduced it is nowadays. They have the theme songs and y'all watches this, y'all watch that, y'all watch these nuts. That's what I'm saying. It's just a little overproduced. And then Max is a little less overproduced, but he's an exaggerator. His thumbnails will be like half the country circled in red. Like, oh, danger. Unprecedented tornado day. And I used to like Evan, but Evan's like retired from YouTube. He apparently wasn't getting enough money to go full time, so he just like quit completely. Weird decision, like, you know, You know, you don't have to go live for every storm, but if there's a storm you can go live for, just do it part-time, like we do it. You know, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. Since Dega, we really haven't made any money off of the channel. But we just have fun doing it. Hocevar holding the lead. Chandler Smith is keeping him really close. Caden Honeycutt not out of it. Himes up here as well. Lane Riggs 5th. Bell still not able to get back up in this. And Corey LaJoy's top 10. Himes looking to the inside of Caden Honeycutt. Those cars have both closed back in on our lead too. Hocevar potentially holding these guys up. Chandler Smith might make a move here if Corey Heim doesn't get up here. .22 to go. Not enough time for Bell to get back up there. Not if these guys run uncontested. Lane Riggs is still close to these top 4. Chandler Smith all over the back of Hocevar. Little too close. Decided not to take the run. Probably a good call. If he pulls out and doesn't make the pass, then he's going to get railroaded by Heim and Honeycutt. Potentially Lane Riggs as well. Chandler Smith not taking the run there either. This is a decent enough idea. It's unlikely that Heim or Honeycutt can drop low and get around Chandler Smith and Hocevar. So as long as Chandler Smith can stay pretty much right on the back of Hocevar, that kind of prevents anyone from getting past him, but it keeps him in the position to actually make a move. And again, even if he could get the lead here, the downside is if you don't make the pass, you're probably going to get passed by a couple guys. Heim's really close here. Heim could have made a run there. Chandler Smith is now running up the track. Not Chandler Smith. Hocevar is running up the track from where Chandler Smith is. So the situation is kind of flipped. Hocevar not as far down as it used to be. That's what Bell was doing earlier in the race, keeping the speed up on the high side, not letting anyone get that preferred line. The top 5 are under a blanket. Corey LaJoy 6th. That Ram just randomly gained some speed, or is he still... No, his best lap is a 39.9. That's not good. He's making it work. Oh, that's his last lap. Best lap is 39.6. Still not good. The time, I mean, not too far off from what our leader's running. 38.8, 38.6 ahead of him. Maybe Bell and LaJoy can work together here, but Corey might be holding up Bell. But without drafting help, Bell's not going to cut that gap down. He's actually lost a second since we last checked the interval. Even though I have the Hocevar hat on, I wouldn't mind seeing a Chandler Smith win. I wouldn't mind seeing any of these guys win, really. But Lane Riggs specifically, I like Lane a lot. I could see Corey Heim pushing Chandler Smith clear to the lead, or at least enough to give him a run, and then Heim, staying behind Hocevar and assuming second place. We'll see what happens here. Anyone but Honeycutt and Geo. Yeah, if we're talking about the whole field, you're pretty much right there. Pretty much spot on. Cletus 27th still in it. On pace to probably stay on the lead lap. I don't really see him dropping 20 seconds. Corey Heim to the lead. Now, does Hocevar have enough to get back by him? Because he's shown today he cannot pass on the inside. Heim might have this one. Chandler Smith fell off quite a bit. I was too busy looking at the intervals. I didn't see what happened there. All right, Honeycutt's closing back in. Whoa, Hocevar. Little up the track there. Nothing crazy. Heim just went so far down the track. I didn't expect that. So they're saying Hocevar lost the lead because he had debris on the grill. Imagine that's what cost him the race. So hard to pass here. So hard to pass. You got to get a really good run. A really good run. And then you have to hold the speed through the corner. You can't wash up the track and open the door back up. So Hocevar not able to get that debris off the nose yet. Not much there, but apparently it's upsetting the truck. Heim's outrunning him straight up, and Honeycutt probably has a faster car. Chandler Smith has fallen off the pace. Chandler Smith and Lane Riggs, two teammates, not quite able to keep up here. Hocevar not able to wrap the high side there. Honeycutt alongside Hocevar. Not able to make a move there. Still has a car length on Hocevar. Might stretch it to 2 here down the front stretch. See if he can get some draft. Heim's trying to break that draft a little bit. Not super aggressive yet. Is that LaJoy off the pace? Corey LaJoy was running so well for Ram. Looks like a right rear is down. Super disappointing. All right, Heim has maybe about a 3-truck advantage here. Heim's having to dive it back down to the inside. That truck just doesn't have the speed or handling to really make this happen. Hocevar not going to chase Heim down the track for the draft. He's going to stay in line. Not going to let Honeycutt by him. Hocevar's truck is really not handling well. Honeycutt falling off a bit there, but he's been catching back up. That just wasn't a great 1 and 2 for him. I think Heim's got it if we stay green. Unless Hocevar uses up Heim. 2 H names. That's going to confuse me. Hocevar looking to the outside there. Not anything there. He's actually going to run a higher groove and arc it down the track through 1 and 2. Not able to make up any time there. Little loose there on exit. Losing some time there. They're both falling back. Heim has got this. We don't get a caution. And Bell is out of the running. 5.5 seconds back. Stenhouse in the top 10. Said last time Riggs was the fastest truck on track. I don't know. Those two would have to bump draft their way up there, I believe. Hocevar, good run through 1 and 2. About 2.5 back right now. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take teamwork. Lane Riggs has got to stay with Chandler Smith. You're not going to get this on raw pace. But even if Chandler Smith and Riggs can get there, can they do anything with it? You know, you still have to get by Honeycutt. You have to get by Hocevar. Honeycutt's pulling to the inside of Hocevar. I like that move for Honeycutt. I think he has a better truck right now than Hocevar. But if these two get side by side, maybe Hocevar has one last gasp for them. It's not looking good, though. He's lost a lot of ground to our front two. That 77 truck just didn't have the sauce today. But Hocevar falling off the pace a bit, that's going to lend its hand to Chandler Smith and Lane Riggs. I just think they're going to run out of time. 5 more laps and they might have it, but they're not making the ground up. All right, Hocevar actually getting a good run down the backstretch through 3 and 4. Closing back in on Caden Honeycutt. Chandler Smith and Riggs just not quite cutting the gap like they were previously. Can Corey Heim win against his old team here? 1 versus the 11. Hocevar waiting in the wings. The two Fords lost half a second since the last lap. Not able to keep it together there. They might have done better if Riggs was leading that 2-car tandem. Bell not closing in. Stenhouse close, though. May have some room to make a pass. Hocevar's fallen off. Several car lengths. There's a smoking car on track in front of these guys. That's the 16. Justin Haley. Probably going to bring it down pit road here. Oh, he's washing up track, though. Washing up the track. So he's not coming to pit road. It looks like he might. He was just pulling off to stay away from the leaders. Good call there. Riggs has made the pass on Chandler Smith. That's a shame. Yeah, Riggs definitely had the faster truck between him and Chandler. If he had been leading that tandem, they may have actually made up the ground, at least gotten to Hocevar. Hocevar is out of the race right now. I mean, not out of the race, but he's out of contention. And Honeycutt's not really pulling up to Heim. He's not really showing us that much right here. Really good run into 1 and 2. Really good run. But the cars on the inside have been getting loose today. It's risky to run a guy that close. Gonna lose some ground on the backstretch. Let's see if he can draft back up to him. Honeycutt's gonna have one last run at this. That truck's shimmying up the track a bit. That's not what you want to see. Heim needs to break the draft here. Honeycutt's drafting up on him really well. Honeycutt looking to the inside, looking to the outside. They touch. That may have been, I think that sealed the deal for Heim. Honeycutt could have turned him there, but probably would have collected himself. Honeycutt looked to the inside, went back to the high side, and Heim went up to block. Not the cleanest move, but he's going to make it stick. Corey Heim's going to beat the 11 truck back to the line. It was close at the line. It was close. Corey Heim taking the win. I don't know. Man, Heim drove a great race there. Lane Riggs, if he had made the pass on Chandler Smith a bit earlier, might have made up the ground. Riggs was moving pretty well there, even without, a good amount of draft. What a race. What a race. That was a really fun second half of stage 3. First half of stage 3 was disgusting. Caution. But that was a good 5-car battle for a long time. And then Chandler Smith lost the handle on it. And those two Fords peeled off. Hocevar also lost the handle. Came down to Heim and Honeycutt. Heim, Honeycutt, Hocevar. Triple H. Triple H. Triple H. Triple H. It's time to play the game. Ha ha. Triple H. How about that? But, good win for Corey Heim. It's a shame he doesn't have a full-time ride this year, but apparently he's going full-time racing next year. Enfinger came back for 11th, not bad. And Lane Riggs recovered really well there with a 2-tire call. Fast truck. Really fast truck. Cletus 25th, not bad. Daniel Dye didn't fall off too poorly. I thought he would fall off a ton. And, he did drop from the lead to 15th, but that's better than he ran all day. So great call for Daniel Dye and his team on strategy. Connor Mozak recovering. Had a really up-and-down race. Stenhouse ran around 15th, 14th the whole race. Going to end up here in the top 10. Bell, not the finish he deserved. He got held up there. And this is such an aero track, at least in this series, especially. A lot of drafting. So he lost that lead pack and just couldn't make up the ground on his own. Giovanni Ruggiero, after winning yesterday, got lucky yesterday. Not able to make it happen today. Hemrick started off rough, recovered for 13th, not too bad. Brendan Queen, 14th. Really good finish for a Ram. Kligerman, 16th. And poor Corey LaJoy. He was running top 10. He was legitimately running top 10. Probably would have finished top 10. Just missed out on it. Seems like he cut down a tire or something. And Justin Haley didn't really have the sauce today either. Frankie finishing 23rd. 23rd. Look at that. Malcolm in the middle of the pack. Not bad. Good job, Frankie Muniz. Good job. Frankie occasionally will get wrapped up in something, but Frankie usually rides around in the back of the pack, and when other people start suffering, poor handling trucks, having mechanical issues, wrecking out of the race, Frankie continues. He keeps going. He was involved in an earlier incident, but apparently he didn't damage the right side too much. Stayed in it. So congratulations for Frankie, or to Frankie. And congratulations to Corey Heim. Good to see him win in his part-time appearances this year. Let's go back to YouTube one last time. There were 47,000 watching Cletus's in-car. Probably a bit more. 24 hours of De La Sarth. That looks like a video game. Yeah, it's on iRacing. MX5 Cup. Let's see how much time was left here. 16 minutes left in the MX5 race.